My name is Bruce Cameron, and I'm a Korean War veteran. Decided I wanted to see the world, so I decided to join in the Navy where my brother had been and my father. So on 25th of June, 1950, I signed my name in Portland, Maine, and we was on our way to the Great Lakes Training Center when 4 hours later, we was at war. We stopped in Chicago, and we was met there by a Navy lieutenant, I guess he was, and he says, "You're not getting off here. You're headed for California to San Diego training station." And we knew then that where we was headed. We was on the way to Korea on a troop transport out of San Francisco. We was no more than out of the harbor when we hit rough water, and the whole 5,000 men, I believe, including the crew of the ship, was sick, seasick, and for about 3 days. And we finally made it into Hawaii. We thought we was going to get off. About a half an hour later, they blew the whistle and said, "Sorry, we're on the way to Korea." I believe there was 10 or 12 of us scheduled to go aboard another ship. And we didn't know at the time, but it wasn't there. So they let us off and put us up in a transit ship stationed there just for crews that was traveling. We learned then what the war was all about, because as that troop ship pulled off, another chief from another ship says, "Can you help us over here? We have some severely wounded just coming in." So us 10 carried out probably more than 50 off from that ship. And we had to go down in the gunnels of it and take them out on stretchers and get them onto an ambulance and then get them into a hospital. And I guess that was the part we knew we was at war, because they were terribly wounded. Plus having bullet holes all through them. They was all froze from the waist down. And I think I'll always remember that, of all the men we had laid out. We filled that hospital in the corridors, and we went around with this doctor and helped him roll these men over to see if the bullets come out. And after that, we got on another troop train out of Kobe, Japan, and headed for Sasebo. And there we boarded a ammunition ship, the USS Chara. And we headed up into North Korea, where we went into the harbor of Hungnam. And this was during the evacuation of Hungnam. It was a good, quick visit in there, thank God, because that was a bad spot we was in. We tied up to another ammunition ship, and some of the crew on board had to pick up ammunition from the docks. So we got out of there, I believe, the next day, and went north. And there we picked up the ship I was assigned to. That was the USS Leyte. It's a CV-32 aircraft carrier. It was the sister ship to the one that my brother was on. I was assigned to I was in the engineering department, so I was assigned to the forward engine room, which is 5 decks down, and which I enjoyed. It was warm because Korea was very cold that winter, coldest winter they ever had, I believe. And it was on there just a short time when we hung offshore, and on Christmas Eve, we bombarded and shelled the port of Hungnam along with the battleship Missouri. Well, that was quite a night. We ran flights and bombing runs from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 11:30 that night. I mean, we lost a lot of planes. I don't know how many, and I can't remember how many. We used to go up topside to get some fresh air, and even though it was cold, we would watch a lot of planes that day after day there was always 24 hours around the clock bombing, and some of the planes would circle in but couldn't land because they was banged up so bad with landing gear. So they would pancake alongside of us somewhere and have the helicopter crews ready to pick up the pilot. They knew they was out of gas as they was approaching the ship, and they would have them pancake because they didn't want to take a chance of them at the last second coming into the tail end of the carrier. It was always interesting on a flight deck. Always something happened. I'm glad I was down below. Then we called it trips and finally headed into Japan again, and took a couple of days off, and back out we went and stayed until sometime in January, and we got relieved by another aircraft carrier. We almost had the job finished on the 16th of October 1953. We had a terrible blast hit us again, and it took a good part of the forward end of that carrier. We lost 33 men outright, and probably another 50 that was badly burnt and injured. So it was strange how lucky I've been. Two of our engineering officers were due to be for discharge on Monday, and this was a Friday. As I talked and shook hands with him and wished him luck on his outgoing, because he had been in the World War II and called back, so I almost went with him forward to the quarters, and to this day I'll always remember I decided to go down below and get a cup of coffee, and he walked forward, and I was just 2/3 of the way down the ladders when the blast went off, and he was killed outright, and along with the other officer that was in his bedroom, and he was killed, and it was a bad day. Sometime in June of '54, I was discharged, got on what we call a milk train out of Boston, headed up into Maine, and there was 2 or 3 of us sailors on board there. It was about 7:30 in the morning, and there was another train coming. There were schoolgirls on one track, 2 girls standing on one track, and didn't see us coming. And we hit both of them, and it killed one girl outright. And I remember this sailor with me that they stopped, and we got her on the wounded one onto the train and dropped her off in Waterville, I believe it was. And as strange as it was, that girl that was killed was thrown sideways onto this manhole cover that was in the middle of the street. And strange as it was, working for the phone company, some 10, 15 years later, I get a call to do a job down in the underground in that same manhole. To this day, I couldn't believe it when I got there. So it just brought back a lot of memories. There's always things that come up and brings your memories back, and